Okay, so this is a reflection for our English video about the 12th night. This is basically just us talking about how we did the video, what went well, what didn't go so well, what we can improve on, and stuff like that. So I guess I'll start with how we did the video, which was pretty simple. We decided to film outside because like a green screen or something would be too complicated. We did it at Rami's house because it's a good location there and everyone knows how to get there. Also, when we actually acted the things, we decided not to use the books as a script, so we wouldn't have the books in our hands while we were acting. Instead, we used the laptop, and that is probably the reason why we always like not look at the camera or at each other, is because there's like a laptop there and we're reading our lines off that. The acting went pretty well. We got everything done in a day, which was really good for us because then we could immediately start editing. But at some scenes there was some lack of concentration. So yeah, that went pretty well. Next time, I guess we would have to memorize the lines just to get it more cleaned up and more, how to say, less confusing. Yeah, less confusing next time. And maybe add in a little bit more acting. We didn't act that much because, yeah, there's not much acting to do. So most of what we did was actually just us talking. But next time we would definitely have to act more.
Since we had decided not to use the books for our play, what we had was a laptop on the table, and so it was sort of hard to like fit all the text that we needed in one scene. And so what we did was basically we went along with the idea of having separate camera angles. So like you see here, what happens is we played one scene, and then as soon as we stopped the scene, we would switch to another camera angle and fix up whatever thing we needed to fix up on the laptop. And then over here you can see another one where we switched to another camera angle. And so basically that allowed us to learn our paragraphs, just a couple of paragraphs, really well, and then we would basically just cut to another angle. We also decided to fix up our video with like a few interesting angles. So here you can see an angle where we're looking at the sky and it like dips down, so it's pretty common in videos.
Once we were done filming, we imported all our videos onto Hamdan's Mac. And we used Mac to use a special editing software called Final Cut Pro, which is the most common editing software on Mac. We didn't want to use Windows Movie Maker in terms of Final Cut Pro being much more complex. So once we imported it on the Mac, we renamed all the videos since it was all random names from the camera itself. Once we did that, we dragged all the videos in the timeline, and however we had to do some simple editing as of cutting. As you see, video 8 is far bigger than our video itself. So looking at video 8 right there, it is tiny. We cut off maybe a whole minute or whatever. This is how we cut it off, and that's an outcome of how it would look like. The editing was nothing special. At the end, we did a couple of slow motion movements, which we did in motion. However, it's nothing special, and it's something that anyone could do, as you see right there.
Now I'm going to make an introduction on a program called Motion. It's a really simple introduction. I'm just going to use a template. And which one should we take? Alright, here you see the template opened up, and basically this is what it is right now. So all we're going to do is we're going to change the text. Okay, just center it up, and for a drop zone we can put in, I guess, just a video of us recording, I guess. Is that good? and just drag that in. And so, okay, and this is our final product. In basically a few minutes, we've done this. Okay, now we're basically just going to import the video and drag it in front of all of this. Okay, and that's basically it.
So then we added soundtracks to enhance our video. These soundtracks were made using Soundtrack Pro and my own keyboard. Here's an example of one soundtrack. And the other one is New Divide. As you hear, they're kind of dull and not clear. So we amplified it using Soundtrack Pro, which is a sound editing program where I could record my voice and then I could adjust the amplification and add effects to it in after further use.
As you can see in our conclusion, our good facts about it is since we worked really hard.
You can't see shit in the conclusion. Just say it. As a conclusion.
As our conclusion, we think we've worked hard on it.
Shut up. You, not you. Go on.
In our conclusion, we think we've worked really hard on it because since it's a Shakespeare play, we found a good location such as Rami's house. Also, our bad side since we kept on looking at the laptop and our acting was okay. It wasn't good enough or bad, but we could improve on it later on, such as acting and maybe another sort of way to read the lines from the book or the computer.